Let's check the tomato meter on this movie. What are people saying about this one? Y'all are really harsh. 901. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raising Up Popcorn with Grant, everybody. Today we are talking about a movie, movies and TV so we do here, the second of 3 movies tonight. And that movie is, because movies and TV so we do here, The Marsh King's Daughter. The Marsh King's Daughter is directed by Neil Berger, who is a director whose work I more or less really enjoyed. He directed The Illusionist, The Lucky Ones, shot in my hometown, just saying, Limitless, Divergent, the first one, which I didn't hate, and also did Voyagers, which I also was in the minority on liking. So now he's back with The Marsh King's Daughter. It's based on the novel. So what is the film about? Well, the film is we begin the story. It's kind of hard to contain this particular story into a short description, but I'm going to try. The film centers on Helena. We meet her, a young girl played by Brooklyn Prince. She is seemingly living in a cabin in the woods with her father, Jacob, played by Ben Mendelsohn, and her mother, played by Karen Pistorius. But very soon, and she's hunting with your old dad, and mom seems to be really cross for some reason, and she doesn't know why. Well, all this begins to change when they, with the help and sadly the tragic help of someone from the outside world, they escape. Turns out, Jacob is a pretty bad guy. He's known as the Marsh King, and he abducted Helena's mother, and they conceived of Helena while she was in captivity, and they've been living in the woods. We then jump ahead, but then he gets caught, goes to jail, and she has to readjust to life. We then jump ahead about 20 years. Helena is now played by Daisy Ridley, and she has a young daughter of her own, and she's married to her husband, played by Garrett Hedlund, and who doesn't know much of anything about her past, believing her parents are dead. When, wouldn't you know it, Jacob escapes, and he wants to plan the ultimate father-daughter reunion, much to Helena's great fear, and wants to meet his granddaughter, and maybe even do horrible things, and it's up to Helena to protect her family. Let the thrills begin. So, The Marsh King's Daughter is a movie that has been kind of getting trashed by critics. It is a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people are really disliking it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really interesting little thriller. It's not anything great. It's not going to be on my best of the year list, but I really enjoyed it. I was really compelled by it. I thought the plot was really good. I thought that Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn both were just terrific in particular, and I just thought there were a lot of really good scenes that really were intriguing. There's one scene in particular involving the sort of emotional scene in which Helena is sort of finally giving her backstory to her husband, and it's the way she does it. It's really well acted, and it's really well done, and it's genuinely complex. I like the themes the movie gauges with about the idea of what if you found out this person that you trusted, that you loved, and that you have this sort of rose-colored glasses about is the worst kind of monster. And I thought that was really interesting. I liked the fact that it was. And when it gets to the point where inevitably these two reunite, and it is genuinely tense, it's genuinely well done. And Berger directs the film really well. It's very well paced, it's very well shot, and I was gripped from beginning to end. Is it a perfect movie? No. One thing in particular, I do believe that in the third act, it becomes far too familiar and it kind of succumbs to more conventional thriller elements, which is too bad. I kind of like the fact that it was kind of more psychological for a lot of it. I also think that at times the familiarity of the movie does, because it's not the first time we've seen a story like this. I mean, this is basically a less well done Room in a lot of ways, but with more of a thriller element. Room was a better movie, but Room is one of the best films of the 21st century. So it's not fair to compare, but like it does, you can't help but think about that. Also, I do think that they could have colored in a little more of what happened to these people after. We kind of go from Helena still kind of loving her father and really being angry at her mother for, in her eyes, keeping her from him. In this case, though, she was really rescuing her. And then we just jump ahead, and she's already kind of dealt with the fact that her father is a bad guy, but is and doesn't want to confront it. And there's something missing there. There's a little bit of a disconnect between those two plot threads that I think is a little bit. It shouldn't have been left out. I think it could have used another 10 minutes or something to really, give us the idea of how this character heals from this kind of trauma. That being said, overall, I liked The Marsh King's Daughter. I thought this was a really, really pleasant surprise, especially considering the reviews. I actually really enjoyed it. And we can kind of end it there. I'm gonna give it the same score I gave Trolls Band Together, weirdly enough. I'm gonna walk 2 blocks to see it. I give The Marsh King's Daughter 4 out of 5 stars. I know I'm in a minority, but I don't care. I enjoyed this film. I thought it was interesting. I thought the acting was really good. I thought it was very provocative and thoughtful. It's kind of underappreciated. I think that it's really good. I don't understand why people are trashing it to the degree that they are. All right. That being said, The Marsh King's Daughter, 4 out of 5 stars. Let's close the book on it. Trailer trash. Let's talk some trailer trash, and then shortly, and Shawarma, and very shortly thereafter, we will move on to the final movie of the evening. All right, trailer trash. Let's talk some trailer trash. Okay, Poor Things. Talked about it, looks good. Argyle. Talked about it, looks good. The Color Purple, talked about it, looks good. Thanksgiving, talked about it, looks good. Silent Night, talked about it, looks good. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, talked about it, looks good. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. All right, that is it. We will be back right after this for a review of The Persian Version, the Sundance favorite, which is now finally in theaters. So I saw it. We're going to talk about it. Tomorrow is Quiz Lady. Monday is the AMC Screen Unseen film. The first one, I don't know what it's going to be until Monday. And then Tuesday is Under the Boardwalk. So that's coming up. And that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Greg, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's say great. I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Twitter, I'm at Raised Grant. You can find me on Facebook, Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Serialized, all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raised on Popcorn with Grant, the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Some of you already have, but even if you hadn't, take care of yourselves, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of The Marsh King's Daughter? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? I think my opinion's good. I think I'm full of shit. Comment below. Let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time, which will be real soon. Take care. Bye.